Hello, my name is Jason and welcome to Serve the Horn. The purpose of this video is to continue our discussion on the descriptors of acoustical energy, or how we describe sound. If you remember from a previous discussion, we talked about the sine wave. The sine wave can be represented as a frequency by how many peaks and valleys occur over time. If there are a lot of peaks and valleys, you produce a higher pitch. If there are fewer peaks and valleys, you'll produce a lower pitch. That's what determines which note we play. If it is a higher pitch, there are actually a greater amount of waves produced per that moment of time. If it's a lower note, there are fewer waves produced over that period of time. This next exercise I'd like to introduce to you is called simple perfect fifth droning. Most beginning horn students have a tendency to play flat, simply due to a lack of proper airflow. Intermediate and above students have a real tendency to play sharp. This particular exercise is designed to combat sharp playing. So we discussed previously the concepts of equal and just intonation. So we need to make an adjustment to our tonal energy tuner to make sure that it accommodates this exercise. Several things we need to do. One, make sure we change the temperament to just. Two, before we do anything else, change the transposition to C0. This is very important, to C0. We need to go back to our just temperament and make sure the note that is being played is a C. If it doesn't say that, go down to your keyboard, double click on the note C. That will change it over to the just temperament tuning of C. The next thing we do, we set our metronome to 60 beats a minute, and we also need to click on our sustain button. Remember, the way this works is that we're going to be droning against a perfect fifth. The fifth in this case is the drone. A perfect fifth is a wide interval, and that requires us to play lower. Not a lot lower, but noticeably lower. Something you need to be aware of throughout the entire exercise. So you got the sheet music in front of you. We're going to go ahead and take our time between each pitch, even though you have a measure of rest. Take your time to change the pitch, and the way to do that using the just temperament is like this. I'll demonstrate. First, I'll put on a C. This is a concert C. Once we're done with this pitch, you need to double click up 1/2 step to a C sharp. You'll notice that the temperament note has changed to what is actually a D flat, the enharmonic equivalent of a C sharp. Once you're done with that, you continue up chromatically by double clicking the next note. D, as you can tell by our temperament, and so on. So to start the exercise, make sure you double click on C and play along. Here's our metronome. Remember to take your time between each note. Actually, before we move on, there's something else I should have mentioned. As you just saw, when I played my pitch, my C, the horn C, against the concert C, the horn C is actually a concert F. As you can see by the representation up in the upper left-hand corner, it turns green and tells you exactly what note you're playing. Make sure that you're playing the horn C or concert F, or the horn F sharp, concert C sharp. Make sure you're playing a perfect fifth concert pitch below. An easy way to do that is, even though we click on the note C here, we play our C. When we click on C sharp, we play our C sharp. All of our notes will sound a perfect fifth below. Let's try the exercise. Here we go. Remember to take your time between the measures. I will cue you in if necessary. Thanks for taking the time to join me today. Keep your practice focused, and I'll see you next time.